Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Jetzt aber Attacke da vorne. Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move!
Gibt's schöneren Rennsport?
It is an event on a non-permanent racetrack, painstakingly set up once a year by numerous volunteers. It's the Norisring Street Circuit. Welcome to Nuremberg. I spent my youth here. 20 years ago, I worked here with my dad. We looked after the cars in the Parc Fermé at the end of the pit lane. It's nice to be back here again. Back at the Norisring, 2019 was the last time the Fast 1 Cup competed here. The Norisring has its traditions, its reputation, it's special and has an effect on us. Memories of days gone by and the anticipatory thrill of now. The Norisring is simply special. Experience it on site and you realize it has a unique character. It's just a great event. Nuremberg, Middle Franconia in Bavaria. The next stop for the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland, with 2 races on a very special racetrack. 1 lap just under 2.1 kilometers.
This view is really nice. All the places I went here was really nice.
The motorsport weekend is a bit like Monaco. Public roads are transformed into a racetrack for a few days. Close to the wall, to the crash barriers, close to the fans, like Monte Carlo. That's why it's called the Franconian Monaco. The Dutzendteich Pond provides a beautiful backdrop along with great racing weather. It's my first time here at the Norisring. It's a wonderful event with the lake here. Erecting a nice sun terrace here was a great idea. It really has something to offer. Summer feelings at the Dutzendteich Pond, and floating in the middle of it, a pink flamingo. With a couple of guys catching a ride.
Bernhard, which way is the Norisring?
I don't know the way. You are the captain.
I can't find the street.
Lost in the middle of nowhere.
I think it is that way.
This way?
Sail.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go. Help me.
Yeah.
Water is not necessarily his element.
I am the captain.
I'm only the engine.
I am the seafarer. It's like a carpool karaoke.
Yeah.
Joseph Warhurst, 20 years young and from Great Britain. No, fortunately not a sailor, Porsche Carrera Cup driver.
The Dutzendteich.
The what?
The Dutzendteich.
What is that?
A Dutzend and a Teich.
Definitely a lot of water.
Full speed.
Full speed.
Go, 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 go. Push, 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 push.
A sail.
Woo! This is not very fast, no? My thighs are burning. Oh, I'm finished. We make a race?
Okay.
Arrived. At last.
There is the Norisring. I see it.
You see it?
I see it.
Okay, then we keep going.
We go, yeah.
Caution. Do not imitate. But in this weather, it's the perfect refreshment. Joseph Warhurst, the Brit, always up for a bit of fun. Thanks for that. The large Dutzendteich Pond at Volkspark in Nuremberg, the perfect backdrop for a very special event. 3 racing drivers with a difference, with a creative task while on a special mission. Set up easel, drawing pad, and get brush ready. This is how the Norisring becomes a work of art. Well, maybe.
I'd
say we do the route first and then you can contribute to the ambience at the end. Let's start right away at full throttle. Start, finish. And the right hand bend straight away. Braking point, what would you say? I would say around 200. Watch out for the bumps. Close to the wall. Open up here for the tight hairpin, turn 1. Along the wall again, right, left. Is it that far yet? Yes, I think so. Now comes the crucial wall. Here it gets really bumpy. Now around the corner again, very tight, open up slightly. The exit is also really special. It's so bumpy on the inside of some corners that it's sometimes better to just drive around the outside a bit. It's crazy how much grip there's in places. Even turn 1. If you go a bit further, you think it was too late and you see minus on the dash. A slight kink in full throttle. Looks good, doesn't it? The lap I drove was better than the lap I painted, but it looks good. You can see what it's going to be like. But I would still leave the field to you. Then someone can have my cap. Then I'll contribute something to the backdrop. I'll be the water wizard then. Is it like light or dark blue? I'd lean towards brown. Go for a nice dark blue. Put the Dutzendtage Lake in the right position. Then there are a few more track facts. How many bends does the track have for you? Officially 4, but there are actually more. We found a track map and it is 8 corners, 8 bends. For me it's 4. Actually it's 5. Let's draw some more stick figures. They're all GP fans. The Norisring in Nuremberg as a small, abstract, well, masterpiece. The artist's signature is still missing. This was the Norisring track presentation with Alexander Picasso, Johannes van Gogh, and Michelangelo. Thanks to the 3 artists and their very special Norisring.
Hello, I'm Robert de Haan. I will take you for an onboard lap here around Norisring.
It's time to also experience the track professionally. Time for an exclusive lap with the fast Dutchman, who is currently in 2nd place in the overall standings ahead of the 2 races in Nuremberg. Alessandro Giretti is 4 points ahead of him. Off we go.
Going on a lap for the Norisring, street track. Going into T1, very bumpy place, hard on the brakes, really easy to lock the fronts and the rears. Full turn to the left because it's really tight corner and early to the power for a good exit, close up to the wall. Next up we got a chicane, very bumpy on the brakes as well, get as close as to the wall you can on the inside. Switch the car to the left and get to the wall as closely as you can again. All the way to the exit to the wall. Then we got a little straight going on to the last corner. Open it from the left, turn the car in right and be hard on the brakes, very bumpy as well again. Easy to lock the fronts or the rears, full lock to the left and early as you can on the power. A little scratch on the wall like you can see. This is what you get on the street circuit, but what also makes it very interesting and technical to drive. This was a lap of the Norisring.
Thanks for the ride, Robert de Haan.
The Norisring is truly unique, and we're thrilled that we're back here on the streets of Nuremberg.
Here, there's some good overtaking opportunities once you get into the race. So do the first corner nice and safe and then settle down into a bit of a rhythm.
Top young driver Joe Warhurst, great to hear from him. It's cool, calm and collected at the front of the pack. However, as we go racing in front of 100,000 fans for the first time of asking, there is no quarter given or taken as these drivers head into the Grundig turn for the first time of asking on board with Alessandro Giretti. Big lock-up you can see there as Robert de Haan tries to go all the way around the outside, then get the switch back to the inside. Huub van Eindhoven making adjustments to the brake bias already. And you can see every single driver jostling for position as they head into the Scholler S's for the first time of asking. Love that camera angle. We're on board with Søren Spreng right now, who gets just a tiny tap from the back, but that's enough to send the car spinning around. Let's hear from the tapper right now.
Søren Spreng, he's almost closed the window and I touch him a little bit. If I push a little bit hard the brake, then I have also look up and do a big crash, but little bit I touch him and he spun. And I take from this 5-second penalty.
The fight for P2, which we rejoin right now, is epic. 2 title contenders going at it. Hammer and tongs. Robert de Haan trying to sell a dummy to the outside. Now he does go to the outside of Alessandro Giretti. Is he going to be able to make it work? There's a little touch between the 2 of them. This is Giretti's take on the fearsome fight.
It was a bit hard at the beginning. Yeah, he was attacking me a lot and he was pushing me in the middle at the apex, so when you lose the rear, every exit for sure you cannot go away. So yeah. As soon as I found a bit of gap, I was faster and I left.
As you can see, Schuring has built up a good comfort margin. However, the battle that's going on for P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6 is still up for grabs. Let's ride on board with Theo Overhaus chasing down Senna van Soelen for P6.
I was a bit more cautious at the start so I could finish a race again for a change. I lost a few positions at the start, but I was able to regain them in the race against Senna van Soelen and Cas Havercourt.
There are no track limits problems here at the Norisring. Why? Well, the track limits are lined by concrete walls and Armco barriers as Robert de Haan glances one of those concrete walls. And unfortunately, it is a heartbreak for Emilie de Hoos. She is out of the race.
I was catching some guys and I think I was a bit too optimistic and I made a mistake and the rear came out. And then I couldn't get it into reverse. I tried my best with it tonight and yeah, I was just standing there.
That was brilliant avoidance by the GP Elite driver on the stricken ID racing car across the track. Well done, Soren Spreng. That brings out the safety car though, but when we go back to racing, of course, everybody's margin of comfort has gone away. However, a good restart from Schuring, Gueretti closer to him, Robert de Haan not quite so close in P3 right now, but it is the early stages of this restart, and of course that bunches all the cars up once again. And Sebastian Freimut then bouncing across the curbs, Klein having to take avoiding action. And the Bonk Motorsport Pro-Am driver, Michael Schrei, well, he's certainly in the thick of the mix as well.
I made up a lot of ground on the brakes with a really great car and gained lots of positions overall. A clean race. It was lots of fun and could have gone on a bit longer.
The Norisring promotes brilliant racing and sideways action from Ahmed Al-Sahab. Wow, great save, Ahmed. Held on to that beautifully as he glanced the concrete barriers of the Norisring. Oh my goodness, that's more than a glance of the barriers. A wrecked car on the main straight. Red flag is out. Race stopped. And this is what happened then. So Michael Eschmann's car spat into the barriers, then did countless donuts with bits of the car all over the track.
End of the race, I overtook Michael Eschmann. And he touched me in straight line. I think we are in 200 or 220 speed. Too much dangerous, and he touched me a little bit. And I catch the car, but he's almost crashed. Sorry about him.
Thankfully, the integral safety of the car means Eschmann walks away okay.
The accident was really bad. I have a broken rib, a bit of a stiff neck, and that was really it. I'm fine. I got out myself. You really have to give credit to the German engineers who developed the car. I'm glad that nothing happened. The car looks bad, but I'm doing well.
So perhaps something of a sobering moment as the cars pass the wreck on their way to the podium, and therefore, understandably, the mood after Schumacher CLRT's double win is somewhat subdued.
I see now the crash, but it's really big.
It was intense, yeah.
Super happy to win here. Super special feeling. After the safety car being a bit more difficult, then the pressure was really on. But I managed to, keep the tires good and finish the race in P1, so very happy about that.
A perfect start-to-finish victory on Saturday at the Norisring, and the second win of the season for Alessandro Gueretti and Robert de Haan in second and third place. In the rookie category, the winner is next to him on the podium, Joseph Warhurst and Matthias Ferreira. The Norisring, a racetrack on which all current drivers of the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland are competing for the first time. During the track walk, the special features of the street circuit are closely scrutinized, like here with the Bavarian team Proton Huber Competition. Hi, I'm Heine. I'm a mechanic. Bonjour everyone, my name's Marvin, I'm a driver. I'm Bernard from Austria and I'm a mechanic. I'm Bruno, I'm also a mechanic.
Hi, Robert de Haan, race for Proton Huber Competition.
I'm Isla Vukovic, track operations manager.
Proton Huber Competition. Hi, I'm Tim, and I'm an engineer at Proton Huber Racing.
Hey, I'm Michi, I'm the team manager, and we're the Proton Huber Competition team. Currently with 6 drivers in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. A super dynamic young team. I've been with Huber Racing from the very beginning, so it's very special for me to be part of the team. The team around Christoph Huber and Michael Diersch is of course extremely professional, especially this year, so I can obviously learn a lot. It's great fun to be part of this team.
Teil dieses Teams zu sein.
A team that has been a regular participant in the Porsche Carrera Cup since 2016 and successful with 2 drivers' titles, 1 best team, and always a lot of fun.
Who's the best footballer in Team Proton Huber Competition?
I would say this guy, the Spanish. He's Lamine Jamal, you know?
Who's the funniest at Proton Huber Competition?
Heine, for sure.
Why are you the funniest? I'm short and fat. A different kind of track walk.
For T1, you can see it's quite a tight corner where understeer can be created. For a situation, you might take the curb on the inside for extra rotation. And then on the exit, kiss the wall. If you lose the end plate, that's 110.
I've done many laps on the PlayStation. I have no fear. I could jump right in.
I would say maybe around 150, 60 for the braking zone.
Exiting this corner early on the power, kiss the wall a little bit with the tire. If you do that, you know you're on the limit. Don't do it too much because then you will lose your toe in, toe out like I did in the race. I'm the new vlogger today. Welcome in the vlog, Marvin. You need to join me. Kashavenkort. You can see this guy is calling. Je moet me niet bellen nu, for the Dutch fans. Okay, I have something for the Dutch fans. We're exiting T1, going into T2.
Wir kommen hier an im 4. Gang.
We arrive here in 4th gear, brake down to 2nd gear at around 90 meters. There are a lot of bumps under braking. It's an art to actually keep the car on the track. It's important to arrive here, turn in relatively late, very close to the crash barrier. You can see that some of us have hit the guardrail quite easily. We then come in here, 2nd gear, and try to stay to the right for a relatively long time in order to have a good exit for the Scholler S exit. It's extremely important to carry a lot of momentum and straighten out the car to have full throttle for the next corner.
Vollgas für die nächste Kurve zu haben.
And from this point, Marvin is gonna take you over. Adios.
Important to be flat, huh?
Wait, we are flying.
Yeah. Purple sector 3.
Purple sector 3, my hair is enjoying.
We need to go on the left before the braking zone of the last corner. Then we turn on the right. Be straight with the steering wheel. Be straight on the braking zone. Important to have a really good entry speed there. Release the brake really early. Then be careful because there is the bump. If you want to try something, you can brake really late and try to overtake. There is a curb inside, so you need to be careful with this. If not, that's okay. In front of me is the place where we do the penalty zone. We lose so much time, you know, during 50 meters. We need to put the pit limiter and stay with the pit limiter during 50 meters. We need to do until the end of the 2nd yellow line, and after we can do the race again.
Exclusive insights from Proton Huber Competition. The team from Nuremberg am Inn is one of the most successful in Porsche One-Make Cup racing, also internationally.
Dankeschön. You're welcome. Enjoy. Tomorrow I win for you. Yeah.
Successful and a great team to be around. Thank you for these insights. The autograph session at the Norisring. Long lines of fans who are keen to see their favorite drivers up close. It's always a great moment at the racetrack for the drivers and fans alike. It's incredible. As a child, I dreamt of being able to drive in front of a crowd like this. Now a reality. It makes me so proud. And happy to be here too at the autograph session. Aiming to reduce CO2 emissions in motorsport, the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland will harness DTM Pro Climate, a synthetic fuel, at all 8 race weekends in the 2025 season. Likewise, the ADAC will also be making use of it for the first time for its DTM, ADAC GT Masters, and GT4 Germany series. This year we are using a synthetic fuel in the Carrera Cup, which of course helps to reduce CO2, and it is also important that we do our bit to make the Carrera Cup more sustainable. Our tanks have 115 liters, which is more for long distances. Here in the Cup, most of us drive with a maximum of 50 liters. How does refueling work in a one-make Cup, after all? Teams collect their fuel from the tanker before each session, refuel their vehicles, empty them again after the session, and refuel again for the next session. Refueling takes place via a central refueling vent, refueling in the Carrera Cup from now on with sustainable DTM Pro Climate. Sunday at the Norisring. Once again, toasty summer weather and numerous spectators in the grandstands and on the track, all ready for the 8th race of the season. The street circuit has certain challenges that drivers may have underestimated in advance. It is a new course for many, so they have realized that it is not as easy as it may look at first glance with only 5 corners. And he is starting from P2.
I just focus on my job, get a good start of the line, and then see where we are in T1.
Cool as a cucumber, Robert de Haan. You can feel the tension, however, with GP Elite. As we get race 2 underway, Huub van Eindhoven, pole sitter then. Robert de Haan with a very good launch from the start of the race, though. He glances at Huub van Eindhoven as they run into turn number 1. King of the late breakers, Robert de Haan, all the way around the outside of turn number 1. Is he going to make this stick? By Jiminy, he is. What a move. The car's heading up to the CLRT for the first time of asking, and let's go on board right now with Ariel and see just how close the Team GP Elite driver gets to the concrete barriers. And not the only one, as Keanu Bloom trades some paint with it. Wheel-to-wheel action. Theo Overhouse right now. Altogether a bit more measured, but that's because he had 3 cars ahead of him. And these 3 cars are in something of a battle here. It is awesome stuff. Klein leads, Sasha Norden following, then the junior teammates Alessandro Gueretti and Theo Overhouse. Full chat flat into turn 1, and 4 suddenly becomes 5 because Bernighausen, well, he writes his own invitation and comes to the party too.
Today was just super cool, hard racing, fair racing, top 10.
Happy halfway champion in the rookies then. However, his rival, Joe Warhurst, the Brit driver, busy fending off the pack further back. Talent pool teammates, that's Keanu Bloom and Matheus Ferreira. They are after him, but the Brit holds strong. Pinpoint accuracy and great braking means he maintains his place. However, Daniel Greger absolutely defenseless against that move.
I had a collision with Jan Seifert in the first corner. It's a shame, an unnecessary maneuver in my view, but that's motorsport and unfortunately the end of the race for me.
Motor racing can be beautiful and also very brutal, as Daniel is comforted by members of his team. Also in a really bad temper is Flynt Schuring, yesterday's winner. No points today.
The radiator was damaged, I think in the second lap. And then after it was already leaking some fluid, so we had to retire.
Team 75 and Schumacher CLRT may feel that they've had a bad time of it, but look at this with Janis Diak as the target competition drivers fight among themselves.
Jana had a problem in turn 1 and drove relatively far to the outside. I missed him on the inside, and then at the exit we touched and I spun into the wall. I definitely feel sorry for the team. It's the worst thing that can happen.
One of our photographers caught this particular action really rather well. It's Soren Spring defending bravely against Michael Schrey. Maybe a bit too bravely, if you ask Michael Schrey, as you can see.
There are always emotions involved in racing. I had an incredibly exciting battle with Soren, incredibly close throughout the race, very fair. I managed to catch him in the last corner. Super cool to take a double victory at the Norisring.
Up front, there's no stress, there's no strife for Robert de Haan as he takes the win of the day and the halfway title.
We had good speed, we show our speed again, and scoring points and scoring the maximum points that there is always the best one, of course.
And with his victory, he also reclaims the lead in the overall standings. Behind him are Alessandro Ghiretti and Flynt Schuring. Congratulations to Robert de Haan and also to Sascha Norden, who won again on Sunday in the rookie classification. In this category, Norden leads ahead of Warhurst and Ferreira. Finally, a look at the Pro-Am. In the current championship standings, we see Michael Schrei in first place, Ahmad Al-Shihab in P2, and Michael Essmann in P3. Things looking better in the standings now. Nice going into a short break at the season's halfway point. The break lasts until the beginning of August, at which time the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland gears up for the second half of the season at the Nuremberg Ring. It is and remains exciting. See you soon in Germany's Eifel Hills.